At present, the United States is still the country with the most severe epidemic, with a total of more than 22.3 million confirmed cases and more than 374,000 deaths. Since 2021, the worsening situation of the epidemic in the United States has not diminished. In addition, some health officials and experts in the United States are also concerned that the shock incident to the U.S. Congress may have a more adverse impact on the epidemic.
As the country was consumed this week by an attack on its Capitol building, the raging coronavirus crisis continued to break records.
However, what did American politicians do at such a difficult time? 2020 coincides with the U.S. election year. People participating in U.S. elections this year will be trapped by U.S. politics and fall into conflict with different positions. The emergence of the COVID-19 cannot change American politicians' attention to public crises. Instead, they have become a tool for politicians to obtain votes. In order to obtain more votes, manipulate public opinion and aggravate social conflicts for their own interests, they cannot unite the people to gather consensus and fight the epidemic. During the epidemic, the families of those innocent patients became victims of political struggles. With the re-emergence of the BLM movement in 2020, the deep-rooted racial conflicts in American society have been put on the stage again. From the founding of the United States to the present, racial problems have not improved. Violent law enforcement due to ethnic differences is still rampant, which is even more proof the hypocrisy of American democracy. Freedom is not even can't be mentioned in American politics. At present, we can still see from breaking news that the U.S. Republican parties are busy confining President Trump, who has not stepped down, and shutting down his social media accounts, causing Trump's social death and reducing Trump's influence and deprive their freedom of raising any objections to election issues. The Capital Group even stopped providing political contributions to prevent Trump's supporters from helping him. The Capital Group has an unspeakable decision-making power in the American political environment. Politicians can only rely on the Capital Group. Any remarks against capital and political groups will be suppressed without restrictions. The media group will not issue any information that violate the interests of capital in order to survive. The epidemic has aggravated the gap between the rich and the poor in American society, and also detonated the hypocrisy of the values of American democracy and freedom. The consensus of ordinary people cannot change the decision-making of interest unity. On the contrary, interest groups will divide and tear the society to seek their own interests. How to take the slogan style, freedom and democracy, dilemma, how to reform and reflect, is a difficult problem that everyone should face.